Hello there again, fellow horny gamers. It is I, RoboGory, critical gamer extraordinaire, back again in one of my iconic gaming review videos. Today's game is of course for all my horny fans out there who just got done their third playthrough of Stellar Blade, on your pirated copy of course. After all, we wouldn't want to give those evil, censoring bastards at Sony our precious hard-earned money now, would we? Anyways, we'll be talking about another horny game for you today by the name of Hades 2. And trust me, gamers, if it's anything like the first game, oh man, oh man, oh boy, oh man, oh boy, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh boy, oh man, oh we're in for a treat, oh man, oh boy. ApeVision. Well, that just happened. Don't worry guys, I took care of my iconic, perverted, evil YouTube persona, and now it's just regular old RoboGory again. And today on my cool and iconic new YouTube series, I'm gonna talk about the new hit game from critically acclaimed developer Supergiant, Hades 2. Developers of the critically acclaimed Bastion, the critically acclaimed Transistor, this one, and of course the critically acclaimed Hades 1. And since Hades 2 is in early access just like the first one was, I'm sure you're all wondering whether you should buy it now or wait until it's all done development. Well, that's what I'm here to talk about today, now that I've gotten my obnoxiously long intro sequence out of the way. Ideally, this is meant to be a short and sweet buyer's guide type video, so I'm gonna try to keep things spoiler free. I even started a new save to show gameplay without any unlocks. Please like and subscribe for all this effort I put in.
And definitely don't leave any mean comments.
I'm also just gonna assume that whoever is watching this has played Hades 1, because if you haven't played Hades 1, don't buy Hades 2, just go play Hades 1. That said, the games are very similar in most ways possible, to be honest. But rather than like a direct copy or a repeat, it's more like a rhyme. And like a rhyme, it won't make sense unless you have the first word of the rhyme. And also, the second word of the rhyme isn't even finished yet. So, go play Hades 1 so I can stop using this shitty analogy, and I can talk about Hades 2. Hades 2's gameplay essentially boils down to the idea of, what if Zagreus was a witch instead? And like a witch, he could cast spells and sprint. You know, like witches do. It doesn't sound like a huge difference, and it's definitely not a massive change, but it is different enough that you'll have to relearn how to deal with enemies with your brand new toolset. The gameplay is also, in general, the most fleshed out aspect of the game so far in early access. And it probably won't see a lot of change between now and full release, but it will probably also be the only thing really changed. This is because most of the other things in the game, like the art and the music and the story, don't need changes per se. They just need to, you know, actually be added to the game. For example, most of the character portraits in the game are finished, and they look, oh yeah, daddy likes. But there are a few that are either just sketches, which I can't really show because they're all spoiler characters, or there are characters like Charon who don't have sketches or finished art, so instead they just get replaced with your local fentanyl dealer. This obviously doesn't take away a lot from the game, especially since all the characters I want to jack off to are already drawn, but like I said, there's also the story. You get your basic premise of, you are Hades' daughter, you are a witch, all the characters from the first game have been captured, go save them. And they sprinkle in a little bit more here and there, but ultimately that's really it. This is the biggest reason that I would say it's probably just best to wait for the game to be finished. Hades' unique selling point is that it intertwines gameplay and story in an interesting way, via dying, completing runs, whatever. And when you look at it that way, the game is essentially missing half of what made the first one so good. The gameplay loop as it is certainly still engaging, don't get me wrong, but it's basically relying on just pure mechanics, which I'm sure for some people is still fine. And while you do get to meet a lot of characters and talk to them a bit across runs, in what is probably still a ton of dialogue, all of it is pretty much just flavor. And most of the time it feels like they're repeating themselves, or sometimes even actively avoiding talking about a plot point or future story event. Basically what I'm trying to say is, Aphrodite won't have hot lesbian sex with me, and I can't tell if it's because Supergiant is homophobic and also they hate gamers, or if it's because they just haven't added it to the game yet. But to be clear, there's not nothing dialogue and character interaction-wise, but most of it is just dealing with stuff you kind of already know from the get-go, like Malinoe's backstory, and it really just doesn't go much further than that. And I'm trying to go all the way. Oh god. Oh, like I said, I'm purposely avoiding spoilers, mostly game mechanics and unlocks wise, because I mostly want this video to be a buyer's guide for people who are curious and on the fence. So know that I'm also leaving out nitpicks and things that I have with the game, but also things that I actually really like. But I am still factoring these things in. Ultimately, the game is certainly going to be worth getting once it's all out. But for now, unless you're dead set on finding out what the game plays like, and you want to see what it's like before it gets to its best possible form, I would just stick to the Hades 1 Rule 34 tag for now. I hope this video was able to help you with your early access decision either way, but if you still don't want to take my word for it, take Supergiant's word. That's right, they actually posted this. This is basically the same exact thing that I said. I didn't even really need to make this video at all.
But you clicked on it, didn't you, you filthy little YouTube watcher? And you better fucking like, and you better fucking subscribe while you're here. And remember not to leave any mean comments. Bye now. Bye-bye. See ya. Catch you later. Bye-bye. See ya. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Catch you in the next one.